Hello everyone. Welcome to No Trip Quilting and Sew. Haven't been here for a while here, so just had a lot of things go on over the past couple of months. So I have just been, everything's doing pretty okay right now. So yes, I'm just continuing on with my channel. So for those that don't know me, my name is David. I'm doing this channel, No Trip Quilting and Sew. I love to quilt and sew and do all sorts of different little crafty things with my sewing machine. So let me go check and see that my sound is okay, and I will be right back. Okay, back here, just checking everything, make sure the sound was okay. I really hate doing videos and realizing that there was no sound. So there was sound, it was good, ran the test, everything is okay. So welcome back. So I got this the other day when it's about a couple of weeks ago when I was finishing up my pattern for the African quilt that I just did, and I decided to order this from So Creative Lounge. Okay, this is a fabric. This is Ankara fabric, and I am going to see what we have in here. Sure, it's going to be just beautiful. Okay, and so let's go see what they have here. So they have a bag of scraps. You can go online. So Creative Lounge, and in case you can't really decide what you want, they have a bag of scraps that you can buy, which is great because I love scraps. And I'm sure if you're out there, put in the comments if you love scraps. These are going to see what I can do with these here. So let me go turn my iron on, because while I'm doing these, I'm going to want to iron them as I go along, just to see if I can get a really good idea of what I want. And right, it is just looking beautiful here. Okay, so let me go see. Should have had that turned on, but life is like that. We'll get over it. Okay, so I'm just gonna iron these as I go along so I can get a good idea of what I can do here. Okay. Lay that down to cool. Now these, let me see. When they advertise them, they of course don't have small scraps. So that's one thing that is a good review right here. Is that these are not small scraps, and they do contain a lot. Okay, well, here we go. Here's one that's a slightly odd shape. Gonna see here. I do love this pattern. Okay. Get a nice strip right there. Get my scissors here, so I can have nice, long, even strips. Okay, it's gonna make that easier to work with. Put the small one to the side over here. Continue on. So, you can put it in the comments here. There's gonna be a real simple video here. Probably gonna be maybe boring for a lot of people because I haven't figured out what I want to do yet. I had a lot of stuff going on in my life there that was kind of holding me back a bit, so I just had to get in there, stick with it, live with a lot of stuff, and resolve a lot of stuff. My beautiful cat, Abigail, unfortunately I did lose her. And that was very heartbreaking for me. I lost her like 2 days after my birthday, so I was very, very upset for a while. And just recently, there was a new cat that came in my life. I wasn't going to get another cat, and then somebody pointed it out to me because they kind of saw, I guess, how depressed I was. And yeah, I was pretty depressed, pretty uncaring and feeling just really numb as to what was going on. So it was just really difficult for me. So, and I didn't want one. And then somebody pointed out the cat, his name is Jake. You'll probably see him after he stops getting scared. I got him a couple of days ago. And so, really good fortune. He's about 12 years old. Okay, so he's old like I am. That's nice. I do like that. And, well, not though. Well, of course, yeah, we love that. Very sweet cat. He's still in the skittish stage, so I am just moving along with doing, you know, we're getting him acclimated in here. Oh, this is lovely right here. I do love this one. Okay. I think I'm just going to make this video really short. And of course, work. We have lots of things going on at work. Lots of overtime, lots of stuff happening at the job here. So, very, very exciting time. So, it was a little difficult for me to get started. Oh, this would be lovely applique. Do you see this? Look at this gorgeous little flower here. And this beautiful applique right there. Oh yeah, that should be nice to get a little applique out of this flower, but we'll have to see because I'm doing something for somebody for Juneteenth. Juneteenth is coming up, and so of course I want to make these nice, quick, and easy. Oh, this really pops. I really love this one. This one right here. So, if you just joined in, well, it's not a live session, but yeah. If you just joined in, take a look, see what's going on. And I am right here. Again, this is from the So Creative Lounge. This is called Ankara. So it's African fabrics. Ankara is a little more definite print than the batiks than I'm used to. Some people, should be cool to have a nice discussion about using these fabrics, because the prints on them are just really huge. If you ever get like the full yardage or whatever, they're normally making clothes. They normally don't think about quilts, but yes, you can throw these into a quilt. Big block patterns, and just have a really good time with them, of course, you know. So just a little extra. No, these are a little smaller here, okay? Still usable, still huge, still usable like that. Okay. No stopping us yet on this. Let me look at this organized. So I can get my small pieces versus my large pieces. there. So you want to definitely drop a comment below. And tell me what quilt would you make with these, or what would you make with fabric like this? The scenes is just for me. I'm just totally gagging here. I love this. Yeah, so this video I'm just getting into things. So I'm just gonna be talking a lot. So I mean, you can comment below. I'm not doing a live just yet. Ooh, I love this yellow. Oh my goodness! And I got 2 pieces of them. Ooh, I just love this. Okay, so this is nice here. So now what I'm doing, I'm getting ready to see what I can do with these. I wanted to do the Fabric Cafe, you know, big blocks right now, but there was something else I had in mind that I wanted to do on this one, and I think I printed that out. I think I did. Let me go see here. Printing a lot of forms and everything like that out. So I think what I want to do here is it's called the Topiary. Okay, and that is by Fabricate. This one's designed by Fran Morgan of Cafe. The picture's in black and white because, like I said, I got a black and white printer, which of course I love that. I don't order the books, you know, the solid books, because I'm always near a printer when I'm printing out. So I do recommend that. Yeah, you get an inexpensive printer. This printer I think was less than $100. I think it was actually the discontinued. They had a new version that was more expensive on there. So these are just loving this. I'm loving and loving this right now. Okay, that looks gorgeous. I think. Wondering if I have enough light and dark, and that's always the challenge with me when I'm ever doing a project and working with these fabrics, is because, you know, like I said, since the prints are so lost and dark, and there's color when it comes to these fabrics, which I just absolutely adore. I love that one. That is a nice brown. And sometimes I'll go online, I'll send an email going, I saw this I got this as a scrap in your scrap pile. I'm gonna, you know, see if, you know, if I come across something that I like, that I want to see. I might like this one. I might send a picture over to them, or here, or send a picture of this fabric over here and see, hey, do you have this pattern still? And see if I can order maybe a yard to make a nice shirt or a nice quilt with that. So coolness. Got that. That's nice. And what I normally do is trim these. I do have an idea, because this pattern here, let me take a look at it here real quick. Yeah, this pattern here is, of course, this is definitely a full yard. Yeah, these come in pounds. So whenever you order these are, they just gather up the scraps. Ooh, I do love this one. And then they, yeah, like I said, they measure it in pounds, and so each one is a pound. So definitely go to the site. So Creative Lounge. If you're in the area, of course, probably want to pop in or whatever. I don't know exactly what their policy is, if they have an open shop or anything like that, but they are, I forgot where they're located. So I'll put a link down below so that you know, you can go to their site and check them out. Yeah, definitely check them out. I did get one time a batiks that I made, and I haven't finished that quilt yet. Of course, I got stuck in all these projects, so that was supposed to be my special project. But yeah, their batiks actually come from Ghana. As you do know, I do a lot of Basket Mary. You know, whenever she's at a show and I see her, then I just try to buy her out as much fabric as possible when I'm there. Beautiful here. Yeah, so the pieces are big enough. I'm just gonna go ahead and use them. Carve that. And this Ankara fabric is great because, you know, if you're, especially if you're like a beginning quilter or something like that, and it keeps all the pieces nice and neat. Sometimes, you know, that might be a little flimsy. But I wouldn't say flimsy. I would actually say, you know, they're, you know, the cotton pieces, you know, sometimes you stretch. Not much stretch to these fabrics. As I said, these fabrics are washed. You can almost tell that they're washed, hung dry. Okay. And then every now and then I'll just catch it. So this looks like, so I've never seen a video on Ankara fabric made. That would be really nice to see. On here. So if you see anything that's gagging, let me know. Let me know, because these prints are just beautiful, and I'm just coming out more and more with these. So this is going to be more of an ironing video than anything else. So then, of course, in your comments, if you do want to see a live video, I can arrange that too. I can put that on there, see if I can schedule. Okay, like I said, I don't have that many days off, so I have to figure out when is the best time to go live for everybody, so that I can get back into the groove of things. Ooh, I just love this. Okay. I don't know about you, but I am actually gagging on this one. So gagging, which is a term for a good thing. I'm just loving every single fabric that I have seen so far. And in my mind, what's going on is I'm trying to see, okay, you know, which pieces am I going to use for this? Okay. Gorgeous black and white one here. This is nice. Yeah, I think I might email them and see if I can get a couple of yards of that. That would make a nice shirt on that, or a good pattern, because I can see the pattern coming out here. See the pattern, so I'd love to see the full fabric of this. So I might send them a picture of this one to see if they got it, or just go online and see if they have it. I'm sure if they do, it'll be great. nice African shirt right there. So and of course, if you're watching this video and you're enjoying what you see, I know it's probably a little bit boring because I'm just ironing right now. Go ahead, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Always need new subscribers. I'm not a super huge channel. I'm not really a go-getter when it comes to, you know, hitting the like and subscribe myself. But of course, remember, liking and subscribing is free to do. You'll see new videos whenever I come up with them. And don't forget to comment on what you see, especially if you see a fabric that you like. I do like this green one. Okay, I'm on the side. That one looks like they're really working the pattern on this one. So this one, I'm gonna lay this to the side here. I'm gonna do some cutting on that one. Okay, it's not part of the thing. So yeah, so tell me what you think so far in the video. Oh, here's more of that yellow. I know there was that yellow here. And you can see if that was the same one. Let me see. Yeah, it was this one right here. So it's actually that one. So I'll put it here so I can reference it later on when I decide what to do with it. See that? So yeah, I'm starting to get some repeats here, but not bad, not bad. Never does me. There's no shame in my game. I do use like lots of fabric here. Of course, I just make sure that I use all the fabric as possible. That's why I love it when they have like a scrap sale. And that's it. So I get them from Etsy, and it's not always African fabric, you know, African scraps or anything like that. It's just anything that suits my eye, or if I know quilts are on there, like on Etsy, I'll go ahead and I'll check it out. And then one person that was on scraps, she actually sent me an email going, well, these are kind of odd scraps because I did a lot of cutting and a lot of curves and everything like that. And I was like, yeah, that's what we do. That's not the match. The match is down here. Okay, there's the match right here. So, moving along. Ah, good, more of this gorgeous. I'm loving this gorgeous brown fabric here. And it's great. Now I'm taking my time, doing what I love. Looking at this one. Yeah, I was looking at this one. Don't know if you saw it in the corner. You wanted to see it. Ooh. That looks beautiful right there. Okay. That is absolutely gorgeous. And you want to just go ahead and write down in the comments below what kind of project would you use these for? What kind of, what quilt, shirt, would you put them together? Do you love handbags? Yeah, what kind of project would you have in mind for these? And so far I am quite impressed with these scraps. These scraps are big. I can, I still got them in 2 piles because I'm taking a look at this one. I think I had this one time before. Yeah, on Amazon. When I got my first set of African scraps. Ooh, look at this beautiful. This would be a perfect focal point. Okay, this piece is nice and big too. I do love it. So I just want to see now. Let's see, as soon as I look down here. Okay, so you're not going to see, but what I see down here is when you get these fabrics, they usually sometimes come with the sticker right on them, and there's a lot going on that sticker. So there's a lot. So there might be a usable piece and a non-usable piece on that one, on this one right here. So looks like the sticker came off, and that does happen. I've had that happen with some Ankara fabric I have. So sometimes I have to try to remove that, and of course I can. Usually I just go ahead and wash it and then re-iron it. So now normally you don't. That's the one thing I don't get. Sometimes they say don't wash it if it's like wax. And these are not wax. They're really stiff. The cotton is really, really stiff on these. Most people kind of sometimes don't like using them because of that, but I love using them because they hold their shape and they don't wiggle as much. Am I running out of water? Do I need? No, okay. Yeah. And once again, this is the Sundew iron that I am using right here. I use that for all of my garment pressing. It doesn't have like a shot of steam. It's not made to do anything vertical, so it constantly shoots out the steam on there. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous. I am gagging. Okay, so it looks like this was a sleeve portion that they probably decided they didn't want to use that one. Yeah, it looks more like a sleeve. On this one, so yeah, listen, running out of water, which I'm not worried about. Okay, nice. Almost done. So this is what a pound of fabric or a pound of African fabric looks like. There might have been some more yardage. I love these. These are just so cute. Might check on that too. Yeah, so good. watering. Okay, gotta hear that noise. Don't really need water with that. I'm just ironing. Just makes things go sometimes just a little faster. Oh. And I do love this yellow. So that looks really, really nice. So you get a lot of people involved on that one right here. Oh, this one looks like it's got a person. Let me flip it over so you can see the design better. See, it looks like a little handbag inside of there. Okay, and it does say super wax, so yeah, so it's actually the wax part. I just didn't feel it really when I got the fabric myself. Usually when I get it, I mean, yeah, you can really, you know, you can feel the wax in here. These are usually waxed up, so they have a nice stiff feeling, make it easier to sew and faster, and it does make it a lot faster when you have like a solid piece on there. Okay, this one was like oh no, this one was actually a piece off of that one, so this is actually a piece off of this one right here. Yeah, I did, because you probably saw me cut that. Okay, never mind, that's me. I just thought there was something that's a little more interesting. Okay, this is an odd one right here. Okay. And this iron is great because it does work hot or dry. Okay, so, and if anything, I'll probably make this a part 1 because I think I have enough to make that cool. What do I need here? Let me just take a look at it real quick, because I'm not going to give you the sizes. I can give you the numbers at 24 one size. There's some sashing involved in between. That's good. So the fabric number 1 and fabric number 3 is kind of the same on that one right there. Lots of this in there, but yeah, this is a pretty popular product because it's just so lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, and whoops. It's actually like this. Oh yeah, these are going to make great because I think this one requires a lot of this right here. Okay, I think that's pretty awesome right there. Okay, so I have, once again from So Creative Lounge, I have a whole slew of Ankara wax African fabric. I am going to make the topiary here because it looks lovely here, but it also lends itself to a lot of squares. Yeah, it also lends itself to a lot of squares here, to where you can really, focus your, bring in your focus into the fabric. It also has like a solid dark line. So for fabric number 1, I am definitely going to see if I can use, see what I can get out that's darker here. And then there's a lighter fabric here. So it's on the picture, and this is a lovely quilt. If you ever see it in color, go to fabriccafe.com. If you have not seen it before, look it up. Topiary. And you will see that, yes. They have some wonderful, wonderful patterns that are just so easy to make. I do make a lot of them for people when people want quilts. All of a sudden, this thing is destroyed. I should not even have this mat anymore. This is an OFA that I just use and use like crazy. So, over here. So, okay, now of course, you know, we are working with the scraps here, but I'm going to see. Okay, and then with each of these, then I'm going to wait till part 2 so you can just see it right here. But this will go good in the part 1 anyway, so it just shows you the process. Or at least my process of how I do. So of course this is selvage, we don't want that. Okay, and this ruler is a no, sorry. This is a 6-inch. This is a 6-inch by here. This is by OmniGrid. Right here. Not too much going on, so. And I can go on the ish on this one. So there's this, and then make it as close as possible. So. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Once again, thank you for joining in. I know it wasn't like all super exciting. No, I don't do that. Okay. And for right now, what I'm going to do in my spare time is just get all these down to the size that I need and get them measured between lights and darks on here. So with each scrap, if you find a little wild one like this one, so it looks like they really went to town on this one. Show you again, just carefully do your thing while you're cutting. If you have a rotary right here, it's always a good idea to have one of these in your arsenal so that you can just move around as you see fit. Okay. And then just decide what size you're gonna want, what size you're gonna need. Da, 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 da. And this is the first thing, so that's good right there. And then of course that can be used as a small trim when I do the work. I'm gonna see how big this one is. Yeah, it looks like we'll be able to throw that into the sashing. There's this little quarter on there that I don't need. Okay. And this will be cutting. So for the next maybe day or so, or whatever, I think we're gonna have like maybe an hour a day to cut the fabric. So I'm gonna be doing that along with getting used to, you know, getting acquainted with my new cat here, and yeah, my new baby. I'll throw this one in a wash so I can get rid of this. Hopefully get rid of this right here, but it'll be usable. So, okay, so that will be it for today right now. Thank you for joining me. I know it's been a while once again. Yeah, I did have a lot of things go on in my life, so I'm glad I'm getting slowly out of the rut and getting a little more into it, and then, you know, just getting back into what I love doing most, which is quilting. So once again, go ahead, like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. If you leave a comment down below, see what you see, And once again, tell me what you would like, what you would do with these scraps, because yeah, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do with these scraps here. So, but yeah, tell me what you would do. Would you use? Do you make bags? Do you make quilts, jackets, anything like that? You know, hat on or whatever. So yeah, so just let me know, like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. Thank you, and thank you for joining me today here, David, live on No Trip Quilting and Sew.